Justin.
Greetings, Sean.
Welcome back to Arpeggios with Friends. I've been thinking a lot about some stuff that's got me down.
Like what, Sean?
The world can be an ugly place sometimes.
It's a rough political climate right now.
Yeah, it is. This isn't about that, though.
Oh.
This is about sometimes things have two faces.
Deceitful, yeah.
Yeah, for everything that's beautiful in the world, there's something that kind of balances that.
That's right.
Which I know should make me happy because it brings balance
Oh, yeah.
to life.
Right.
But sometimes things are just so two-faced
That's right.
that I can't get over it.
I feel like there's an analogy, an arpeggio-based analogy.
I'm happy that you brought that up
Yeah.
right now of all times.
Right.
Because we're going to talk about arpeggios that are the exact same notes but two different things.
How can that be possible? How can something be the exact same notes but sound so different?
Let me demonstrate for you, right? So you've probably heard of an A minor 7
I was
chord.
literally just playing that chord.
Oh yeah, oh, that's
just
right.
that.
You were playing that
That's
chord,
crazy.
right? So I was playing an arpeggio over that chord.
That's
It
right.
sounded cool, right?
That's right.
So an A minor 7 arpeggio is an A, a C, an E, and a G, right? That's minor. But that's not the only thing you can make with those four notes.
So,
Did you know this?
So show me. So what's this other chord?
Right, so what if I started, instead of on an A, I started on a C. And then I played a major third of a C, which is an E. And then a fifth of a C, which is C, E, G. And then I added the sixth note in C, C, D, E, F, G, A, C, E, G, A. Is that a chord that goes with this one?
That's a C major 6 chord.
C major 6 chord. So Justin, it seems to me that if we just take these four notes, A minor 7 and C major 6, what's the difference?
I think we're just starting on a different note. Just playing them in a different order. That's
Right?
all it is.
It just seems like perspective is the difference.
That's right.
Right?
Perspective. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's all about perspective.
All about
right?
perspective.
And I think this perspective is making me feel more okay with the two-faced nature of the world sometimes, right? So we're just going to talk about these arpeggios that are the same thing if we're just taking it note for note.
Right.
In, the like if we just do the same order.
Right.
But we're going to start on a different one.
So, I mean, even if we were playing a C major chord progression, you could use either of these arpeggios right over that C, and it would sound great.
Exactly, right? And then just depending on what kind of vibe you're going for, where the tonal center is it A minor 7, is it C major 6? Ultimately, who cares? Does it sound good?
That's right.
That's right, if we're playing it.
It sounds
Saying,
excellent.
all right?
That's right.
So let's just go over it real quick. If we start with the A on the 5th fret of the E string, we go root, minor 3rd, 5th, minor 7. And then if we start with the C, which is the 8th fret, we've got 1, 3, 5, 8E, 7A, 10A, and then there's the same thing that we ended here, right? And then we end up on 7D, right? So C major 6, A minor 7. This is another great exercise to kind of help you with positions and stuff
That's
like
right.
that too.
Yeah. And these types of arpeggios are made for riffage. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean? Like any kind of arpeggio that mimics kind of like those pentatonic shapes that make them really easy to like do the motifs, like play a few notes and come back and
Or even just hit them at different kind of tempos, like.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It's kind of like you just make a groove out of it. So mathematically, it's a very mathematical thing, right? And what our goal is to take some of these arpeggios and take a little bit of the math out of it and make it more musical and creative.
That's right. Yeah. I know it's a little bit of a non sequitur, but one of the best guitar playing advices that I got was if you practice scales, your lead will sound like scales. And they weren't saying that like you shouldn't learn your scales. Obviously, like I'm a big I think it's important to learn your shapes and your modes and your arpeggio shapes, but when you practice them, sometimes it's better, even if it's with a drum. Like that's why I think practicing with jam tracks, especially with things like this, is so important. Even if it's just a jam track in the key of C, like whatever you're finding, you can play these arpeggios over that, and you will be getting the shape under your hands, but still like learning how to make music and make melodies.
Which in the description there's a link to get a C major 6 to A minor 7 jam track video that you can play along to.
That's right.
But another thing I like about this is especially like let's say you're newer to arpeggios and you have more of like a pentatonic kind of thing under your belt, I think this is great for connecting these parts to each other, right? So like, again, if I'm on this C and I end up on the 6 right there, right, which is an A, maybe I can get that into, think of this as the bottom of my A minor pentatonic that everybody knows and loves so well. So you can kind of,
That's right.
and you're kind of in there already, right? So it's just another way to kind of connect the fretboard together, and just to kind of think about chords in general, you know, and then how they relate to arpeggios.
That's right. Yeah, and that shape kind of calls back to the lesson we did, I think, a week or two ago about how the pentatonic shape can connect the, you know, how you can connect that with arpeggios. So.
Kind of just getting your hot spot.
That's right.
Because everybody loves minor pentatonic.
I love it so much that I pretend to hate it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Like if I'm explaining to somebody what I'm playing, I won't say I'm playing the minor pentatonic.
Right. That's right.
I'll be like, oh, that was like a minor 11
Yes.
arpeggio.
That's right.
That I was doing. It's really just a minor.
That's pentatonic most
It's
of
always-
the time.
it's always-
Always. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, this whole series is kind of just nonsense. Because the next solo I hit, I'm just going right into minor
That's right.
pentatonic anyways.
That's right, yeah.
But for you people, work on these arpeggios.
That's right.
Major 6, minor 7, potato, light,
thing.
darkness, whatever. Yeah, there you go. So, any questions, you let us know. In the meantime, hit up Justin Mitchell's SoundCloud.
That's right.
Some good stuff over there.
Which hasn't been updated for months.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because it will be soon because we're shaming you into it.
That's right. Everybody's gonna shame me into making music.
That's right.
Well,
So,
thank you.
shame Justin in the comments and go to his SoundCloud.
Okay.
Can you dislike stuff on SoundCloud? I don't think you can, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You can leave like really nasty comments.
It's hateful
though.
comments.
Yeah. There's no filter.
I
say
think you
whatever
can
want.
also pretend like you're like a hot international woman.
Yeah, but
That's been my SoundCloud
oh man,
experience
it's awful.
too.
Yeah, you log into SoundCloud and you're like, huh, I got a like on my track.
Yeah.
Someone took the time to listen to my track, and then you open it up and it's like a terrible bot's English.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
we have a joke here. My brother says that my biggest fan on the internet is adminbot1. Like I always get fan mail from him.
That's excellent.
But anyways, so that's it for today. 2 arpeggios, major 6, minor 7. Until
Same
next
thing.
time.
Bye.